Is it working? Is it working on LinkedIn? So we are testing our camera setup. So when we do induction live tomorrow, we will actually be able to do induction live. Is it LinkedIn's gone? Really? How's it sound? Sound good? All right. So since we're live, we are going to teach a little bit about knife skills. So we have a different camera setup, so you can actually see the board or the cooktop or whatever we're cooking on or cutting on. And so we're at home right now, so we have a little bit of home type things going on. So we're not in our showroom, beautiful kitchens, but we are in our home. So we have this really cool camera that actually follows me along the way. Mandy says, do not move too much so you don't see all the background. But you can write in comments. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, you can actually use the chat function. And the chat function will come over my program, and then I can actually answer some of your questions live. So we're going to do a very quick knife demo class, like 5 minutes. And since we know the stream works, we're good to go. And so just for a reminder for all y'all, we have induction live tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. We're going to be talking about induction cooktops with Miele at K&N Appliances. So a little bit about holding a knife. Every knife is going to be specific to the person. So if you're buying long-term, high-quality knives, you definitely want to make sure it's the right fit for you. A lot of knife stores or whatever it may be, or we sell knives as well. You want it to be fit to your hand. So there's two different types. There's a European style, which is a little bit heavier, bulkier, and then there's Asian style, which this is a Miyabi Asian style. It's light, it's sleek, has a very thin blade, it's very sharp, is not suitable for cutting bones and hard things, but very rarely are we cutting bones and that type of thing. So when we're holding, can you type a comment, see if it comes over, Mandy? Just type a comment, and doesn't matter, Instagram, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. Oh, Erica Dixon. Oh, okay. Very cool. So Erica Dixon, you wrote in a comment. Fantastic. So what's the most important cut to know? Really, it's just basic production chop. And there's a lot of French style cutting where there's a julienne, there's a bâtonnet. But really, when it comes down to actually cooking, you just want to have a production cut. So I like to slice everything. I hate dicing onions or anything like that because it's just much more work. So when we're holding a knife, a lot of people kind of hold it back like this, or they hold it with their finger on top. And really what we want to do is we want to grab the start of the blade, wrap our 3 fingers around, and then that is an extension of our hand. So it's not going to be something where you feel like it's a sword, it's very unstable, and that type of thing. So other thing we want to do is our guiding hand. So our guiding hand is, okay, my camera blinked. Our guiding hand, you want to put your thumb and your pinky together and curl your other 3. So when a chef is cutting very, very fast, they're feeling where they're going. They're not necessarily looking per se. So I just have some limes here. Mandy, can you grab me an onion since we had the onion question or the cut question? So this is what it looks like when we're just kind of cutting. So we want to use the knife instead of kind of just pushing down because when you're pushing down on something, it's not really going to go through very well no matter how sharp your knife is. So we want to use just a slight push forward slicing motion. And that's just a lime kind of has thick skin and stuff like that. This is Mandy's favorite part. She loves when I cut onions. So there's a red onion. So I cut an onion in a very specific way. And So when you're doing your onion, you kind of top and tail it. So that's kind of what I'd call cutting both ends off. You're going to put it on the flat side. Anytime that you're cutting something round, you want to make sure it's on a flat side so it's not rolling all around. If for some reason it is rolling around and it's a piece of fruit or I guess a lime or something like that, you want to put your wrist on the board and then put your fingers on. If you're trying to do this, it's still unstable, which can be very, very dangerous. But we're going to put it on the flat side. We're going to cut it directly down. We're going to take this first layer off, and then here comes the fun part. So a lot of people will cut their onion in rounds like that. Very inefficient. You actually waste some of the end onion because it gets thick and your fingers curl up. So I actually cut it into half moons. So if you see the flat sides pointing away from me and towards me, and then I'm putting my thumb and my finger on the back part of the onion, my 3 fingers around, and then your knife is going to ride on this middle finger. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and then when we get to this point, your fingers kind of start to bunch up. And there's a really easy way to solve that. We're just going to tip the onion over. We have another flat spot, and we're going to finish off our onion. So it's all nice and consistent, super easy. And when we're cooking a 5-course meal and prepping it in 2 hours, speed of your cooking and cutting is going to be really super important. If I'm making a soup, actually dicing does not do me justice, because if you think about what we're doing when we're cooking, we're actually getting as much surface area on a slice and much more surface area than a dice. So you're actually going to cook way, way faster. It's going to saute faster, wilt down, cook, because there's just much more surface area to cook with. And then we'll show off a little bit. So just like I said, chefs, when we're cutting very, very fast, we're not looking where we're going, we're feeling where we're going. So basically, I'll look at the camera. So, it's just like that, feeling exactly, where I'm going instead of, feeling where I'm going instead of looking where I'm going. So that's our little test. We chopped an onion, did a little bit of lime. So I'm super excited that this new setup works. But we will see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock for Induction Live. And Mo is going to be my co-host. So look forward to it, and we'll see you there.